So this is a follow-up post on building a comment system for Gatsby Blog, powered by Firebase Firestore, Firebase Authentication, and Firestore to store the blog comments. I'm implementing this for Gatsby, although it can be tweaked and used with any other React application framework like Next.js and Remix. I'll give a demo of what I have built and then walk you through the code. So if you look at this screen, when a new user visits the site, this is one of the blog posts on my blog. And when the new user visits the screen, if there are comments, it shouldn't get listed. But if they're not, if he's not logged in, you have this option to leave a comment. Once you click on this, it would open this pop-up. And remember that I'm using emulator, so it's a bit different from the production stuff. I'm going to, this is a pop-up from google.com. This is actually coming from emulator, so I'm just going to use some auto-generated information, and then I say sign in with google.com. Once I'm done, it shows you that you're logged in as grass, whatever, and then I can leave a, this is my first comment. And if I go back and maybe this was the one, come back, you can see this is the comment. This is second comment. Okay, and I have option to delete. So if I click on delete, it gives me this pop-up and delete this. This is gone. So this is emulator that is running on port 4000. Let me also show you this is where I started the emulator with Firebase Emulator start. I'll get to that maybe later, but so if so I have this authentication emulator. Let me, so this is grass raccoon is something that I added in the DB just now when I was registering. And then in Firestore, if the comments are in block comments, and there is one comment right now, this is, and it has author ID, which refers to user profiles. What I'm doing is when user is getting authenticated, I'm creating another collection called user profiles, where I copy over display picture, photo, URL, etc. I'm referring this author ID with user profiles. The reason that I'm going to do this is if in future, if I want to have something like I want to allow user to edit their profile information, display name, display pic, I can control it here rather than doing from elsewhere. So I'll quickly demonstrate what happens if I add a new comment. So if I go to here, you'll see this new comment has been added. If I delete it from here, you'll observe that it's gone from here as well. Similarly, if I log out and add a new user, so I'll auto generate something, sign in with Google. Now I'm logged in as Mountain Otter, and you would see that there are two user profiles. One is Mountain Otter, other one is Grass Raccoon. And if you go to the authentication tab, you'll see these two users over here. So let me walk you through the code now. So as mentioned earlier in previous videos, comment section, it has four primary subcomponents. One is comment list, other one is update profile, and add comments. So let's look at, so what I've done is earlier I had most of the logic to interact with Firebase in this file itself, in comment section file itself, but now I have used it, I have abstracted it in another file called Firebase helper. It's easier to keep Firebase related calls here and keeps my comment section a little more cleaner. So let me go one by one. I'll come to update profile later, but in add comment, what we are doing is whenever user is entering any data here, then I capture that, I get the blog slug, and this thing I have already explained. So all I did was I moved it from comment section to Firebase helper. Second thing is the delete uh, option, and deleting a comment. So again, I get the comment ID, and it deletes from the Firebase. As far as authentication or authorization is concerned, I'm using Firebase rules to control it. Maybe I'll cover that later. And this is the get comments. One thing that I've changed here is earlier we were just, if you look at the collection over here in block comments, we have author ID, not the display name and display name, picture, etc. Although I don't have any picture right now, but this grass raccoon, what I'm is coming from user profiles over here. And the way that I'm doing that is first I get all the comments, and then from the comments I get all the author IDs in this particular in this particular line, and then I invoke a function called get user profiles. And what this one is doing is that it queries the user profiles for all the IDs in passed in IDs that I get from the comments, and then populate that and return that as a map. So this is the logic. You can take a look at it from the source code, but it comes as a map, which will be user ID and the user object. And then I iterate over the comment list once again, and then populate author name and author photo from this particular map. So that's how this is working. And if you look at the comment list over here, I get the data comment. This is the actual comment, and comment author name and author photo. So that's that. And another method that I've added is update profile, although I'm not using this right now. But what we can do is, if we want user to be able to change their profile pic or something, let's say the user, oh okay, I didn't know that I could do this. Okay, if I leave a comment right now, then realize that I've already done this. So leave a comment, you'll see that it leaves the name with this one, right? So if I log in as grass raccoon, let me log in as grass raccoon, you'll see that I see new name. So same way, grass raccoon changes it to grassy or something like that as display pic. Yeah, this particular property it gets from another collection, or rather authentication from here. That's only visible to the user who is logged in, and what other users on the site would see is the data that's there in user profile. So if you look here, this would have become grassy, and if you look at the comments here, if I refresh this, you'll see that name comes as grassy. So this is already completed and deployed on my website chandankumar.com. So if you want to play around with that, you can visit chandankumar.com and look how it has been, how it looks in action. Not the best one in the world, but maybe I'll work on it later. And I'm going to leave the link to the source code or blog post where you can actually look at the source code, how you can go about it. So that's all I had for this one.